Today, on Tamriel Talk, I finally decided to weigh in on the leaked video showing Elder Scrolls Online beta footage, and if your friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, well, they're no friends of mine. Let's get to it. Howdy folks, and welcome back to another episode of Tamriel Talk. My name is Richie, aka Bogotter, and this show is all about the upcoming MMO, Elder Scrolls Online. Now this is episode number 2, and today we're going to be talking about a video that was leaked a few weeks ago that showed Elder Scrolls Online beta footage that was under a non-disclosure agreement. So, again, with these leaks, I don't know what is wrong with people. Just, if you're in a beta test the game and, help the developer make a good game. Stop leaking footage. Anyway, it's really a worthless soapbox because this kind of stuff will happen regardless. But today's topic is just talking about this video. Now, I originally wasn't going to speak about this. A couple reasons for that. The main reason is because I never saw the video, right? It wasn't until today that I actually had somebody link it to me and I was actually able to see it. Because when this whole thing hit, it went all over the internet, and by the time I got to sit down and click on it, all of the links were dead and the video was shut down. So, but I was actually able to see it today, and I also spoke to Scott Hawks over at Zam.com, and he and I got to play the game together when we went for the press event at Zenimax Online Studios. So we were talking about our own experience with the game compared to with the video we saw. So I kind of thought I had some things to say, so here we go. Now, just in case you don't know, I got to play Elder Scrolls Online at 2 separate events. One was, like I just said, I went to Zenimax Studios, and I got to play as part of a press event there. And I also got to play at PAX East, total about 5 hours or so about playtime I've logged into it, and none of my playtime is under a non-disclosure agreement. So I'm allowed to talk about it, write about it, make a video like this about it. So I am allowed to kind of compare my experiences to this video that I saw. And so a lot of the drama that kind of surrounds this leak comes from the fact that this video came out, and let me just tell you what it shows, first of all. It shows character creation, a little bit of it. It shows the starting zone of Stros Makai, which is a Daggerfall Covenant faction starting area. And it's the same faction and the same starting area that I got to play when I went to Zenimax. So I have experience directly with what they showed in the video. And it shows just him running around the starting area, or her, or whoever made the video, and it basically shows him, just about 20 minutes worth of gameplay. Now, a lot of the controversy comes from the fact that the quality of the graphics in the video is not very good, right? The textures look ugly. The game just doesn't look great from this video. The video itself isn't great quality, and it's kind of interesting because, a lot of people are expecting the game to look amazing. It's an Elder Scrolls game and all this kind of stuff. Now, I have, let's just talk about this one graphics point, quite a bit, because that seems to be where a lot of the negativity is coming from. When I played the game, my play sessions, the game looked really good, right? The character models were popping. I even remember when I was playing at PAX East that I was making a female orc Templar, and I just remember wow, this, the textures on this character and the wrinkles on the faces and all this stuff are really, really eye-catching. And then the environments looked really, really good as well. Now, it's, I would never compare it to say it's as good as something like Skyrim, right? That's a single-player experience. Those graphics are insane. But it was pretty darn neat. And the graphics in Elder Scrolls Online are a little bit more stylized, right? Which I think is good for getting the kind of extra performance out of it. But you can definitely tell it's an Elder Scrolls game, and it definitely looks really pretty. The environments look great, the character models look great. So, that's from my experience. So what's going on here? Why does the video not look so great? Now, in the video, he shows his graphic settings, right? He brings up the screen, and it shows that he is on high texture detail. It shows that he's playing at 1920 by 1080 resolution, and it shows that his particle effects and his shadow quality is set to ultra. So, that argument of, maybe he was playing on low settings kind of, gets thrown out the window if you believe, that the video is not lying to you. If you believe that maybe he didn't edit that in somehow, or he didn't play some sort of trick where he showed that to the camera and then the actual quality is down. So kind of like what happened here? So I could think of a few different possibilities, right? Number one, it could be that the build that they're playing on in the beta, or the build where this footage was captured, it was different than mine, right? They want to put their best foot forward for a press event and for a convention, so maybe that build was tweaked with really, it had all the settings and all the bells and whistles kind of cranked up, and maybe there's some issue in the beta where they can't crank up all the settings to the highest, even though his settings are set that way. Maybe they don't allow textures to go over a certain amount because maybe they said, hey, in the middle of the beta test, there's frame rate issues. There's some sort of issue where they want people to test the functionality, but they can't have the graphics pumped up all the way. I don't know. I'm just kind of guessing here, speculating. But there could be some reason why the version that people are playing in the beta was different than what I personally saw. Okay, so that's one possibility. The second possibility could be that this video is meant as a troll. It's meant to show the game as poor as possible, right? They want to, for whatever reason, stir the pot or cause some drama, or they wanted to, kind of have some fun with it. So what they did was they figured out some way to just show the game as awful as possible. And part of this could be, just recording it on very low settings with whatever software they chose. And part of it could be, maybe they didn't fake the graphic settings, or maybe they did. Maybe they kind of edited that screenshot in. I'm not sure exactly, but part of me starts to feel like there are some other things in there that make it look like he's not trying to show the game in the best light, and I'll get to that in a minute. So that's possibility number two. And the third possibility, which I don't believe is a real distinct possibility, because this would just be asinine, it would be kind of stupid. But maybe Elder Scrolls Online is maybe their real version kind of looks like this, and what we saw was just something dressed up for a press event or for a convention. But obviously, at a certain point, the game is going to be in the hands of the players, and if it doesn't look as good to the players and to the masses as it did for the press, then they'll be held to pay, and the game's going to obviously suffer. So I don't really consider that a real option, but I just wanted to kind of throw it out there for completeness. I do think it's probably option one or two, or maybe a mix of both even. But there are some things that make me believe that this video was intended on purpose to not show Elder Scrolls Online in the best light. And some of those other things are, this person basically comes out of character creation and avoids most of the NPCs that kind of give them quests and lead him to things that are interesting to see. You're on a boat to start. He just jumps right into the water and starts going off in a random direction, killing, random, ambient creatures and different things. And he or she, I'm just going to say he from now on, but, we don't know who it is necessarily. They spam the left-click mouse button. They're playing a sorcerer, which is the same class that I played. They're just spamming that left click, right? And not only do they only use the left-click attack, which shoots like a little fireball out of the destruction staff, they never even hold down left-click to kind of charge it up, because you can eventually charge that up to do 3 missiles at once, right? And they never dodge roll or do any kind of, any of the options to combat. And they also never, unlock any abilities or put any abilities on the hotbar. In fact, most of the video, the hotbar is kind of hidden. If you want to show the game, and within 20 minutes of my first play session in the exact same area, I was able to level up, find sky shards to unlock new skills, slot different abilities in. I was able to summon an imp as a sorcerer. I could call lightning. Scott Hawks was playing, what was he playing? He was playing the Dragon Knight, and he was able to pull enemies towards him, and do kind of different things with his shield, because he was playing sword and board style. And so we had unlocked a number of abilities by level 2 or 3 that kind of made the combat a lot more dynamic, a lot more fun. We were dodging, we were blocking, we were trying to get our finesse rewards and stuff like that by playing the game really well. This person did none of that. He just spammed left click and just showed the combat as repetitive and boring. Didn't really accept much in the way of quests. We were able to get on a mission right away where we were trying to get teammates. We're trying to hire people to help us with this heist that we were going to pull off. And the more people you got to join your heist, the easier the heist would be, the easier it would be for you to actually, pull off this heist and stuff like that. This person didn't do any of those quests. One of them led us into this kind of instance area, this little dungeon, which was like an old Dwemer, place filled with those those robotic type creatures and different things like that. It was really kind of neat, and there was a lot of dialogue that was really funny, and we had different choices. and our dialogue with the NPCs changed based on our choices and stuff like that. None of this was shown in the video. And in fact, they even end the video with him struggling to kind of lay down on a cot so he can kind of like go to sleep. You're trying to do a sleep emote to kind of end the video. So the name of the character was Worst YouTube. So it just reeked of me of somebody who knew that their gameplay was going, they were seeking to leak this footage. It wasn't they were just recording it and maybe decided later to leak it. They were making this video to leak it. So this is my personal opinion, that they were trying to make the video look bad. They were trying to make it look as bad as possible. It's possible. It's not that. It's possible that the beta right now, the textures don't look that great. But I will tell you that if you look at all the coverage that came out after the press event in early March, all of the big sites out there, Game Informer, PC Gamer, Zam.com, Penny Arcade, all the places that were, put out articles that day. Nobody wrote about the fact that the game looked terrible from a graphics perspective, right? Nobody wrote that. In fact, many of them wrote that the game looked stunning. Okay, that the game looked great. And no, I haven't seen anything from PAX East, from anybody who's stood in that 2 or 3 hour long line that said that the graphics were terrible. So I would say that take this video with a grain of salt. Wait until you get to try the game yourself and see for yourself, right? Don't go off this video. Don't start freaking out. Don't get disheartened about a game that you might be excited about because of this leaked footage. It wasn't supposed to come out. And like I said, I think that they were trying to show it in a bad light. Now, I'm not trying to play the whole fanboy angle on this. Now, let me just be clear. This is not a game that I was initially excited about at all. In fact, I've written about it and I've done videos about this prior to me going to Zenimax, where it's just, I like the Elder Scrolls games. That's obviously a very popular franchise, but, you can kind of, with that, it comes a lot of baggage. There's a high expectation for it, and it's like, all right, of course they're going to try to bring that, franchise into an MMO, and, there's probably a lot of people that are skeptical of it and stuff like that. And I wasn't overly excited about it myself, but I came away from my play sessions impressed. I thought, it was a lot of fun. I want to play more. Do I think it's the second coming in the MMO? No. Do I think there's a whole lot of innovations in it that's going to really, make people who don't like MMOs go crazy for it? No, not really. But do I think it's a solid game and has some fun elements to it and makes me want to play more? Yeah, absolutely. I do have some, concerns about some of the design decisions and some of the directions that they're going with it, and I'm not going to talk about those in this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. When I put out more episodes of Tamriel Talk, you'll hear me discuss these things. But in general, I'm not going to be blindly loving this game, but I will say that compared to my personal experience with the game on 2 occasions, it was misrepresented in this video. And, if you're still skeptical or whatnot, great. I'm not looking to change your mind on that, but I'm trying to, if somebody got disappointed by what they saw in the video and they were originally excited about the game, then hopefully this restores some of your faith in it, and just wait it out and wait to see when you get your hands on it yourself. Now, if you have any questions about my play sessions or any comments about this video, please leave them in the comment section below. If there's something you want to hear more about, like I said, I'm not under any NDA. I can talk about what I played, what I saw. So if there's something specific you want me to see, I'll either respond to it or I'll make a video on it. I'll try to get back to as many people as possible. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can be notified when future videos are released. That really helps me out. And you can also follow me on Google Plus and Facebook and Twitter and Twitch, and I'll put all that information down below or on the screen or both. And I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Boo!